Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing the Playmates Godzilla Kong Tiamat figure. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting with paint and detail, Tiamat does a very inaccurate paint job in terms of movie design, which I'll throw a picture up on screen. You can see how in the movie Tiamat is mostly a greenish to dark blue color with pink highlights, but as you can see on the figure, Tiamat is mostly light greenish blue across the whole body, and the pink on her being limited to her spines, and her frills having some sort of pale yellow, and her eyes are made of, I want to focus. Every video I do, it doesn't focus, but make sure that's not a problem anymore. Come on, there we go. You can see how the eyes are orange on her, but I'm not sure if they're orange in the movie, but I think they're purple. It's been a while since I've seen this scene where Tiamat's and Godzilla Kong. So I'd prefer if they kept the gradient that you could see on the reveal images for this figure, since that would add a bit more depth to the mold and the design. So while her design is in terms of movie design, it's very inaccurate. In terms of the concept art, it is slightly accurate, since the concept art does have the yellow frill and the purple spines across her body, minus the purple glow or pinkish glow. But still, in terms of the paint itself, I would prefer that it would be movie accurate instead of concept accurate, since the movie is now the official version of Tiamat, even though she's dead. And for detail, Tiamat's mouth does lack a solid sculpt for her teeth, which I forgot to mention. They are unpainted in the mold, so I might go and paint those white if I can. And they're also unpainted here instead of being blue, but that's just because of the plastic. And she does have some sort of scaling or belly thingy around her, or all around her body, but it stops some here at the tail. I don't know why it's a bit wrinkly like this. I think it's like that in the movie, but I'm not sure. So you can see here it's a bit wrinkly and the scaling stops here. Now she does have a better scaling all across her body, as you can see here on her torso, and it runs across her body and then again stops here at the wrinkling. Now her spines do have some nice barbing at the top and are nice and veiny and wrinkly here and at the side. There's a dog barking outside. And for her face, it's a bit wrinkly, which is, I think, it's accurate to the movie. I'll then again throw a picture up on here. And then she does have some nice barbing all across her, I call them ovipositors or kind of mustache. And on the ovipositors here, or if you even call them ovipositors anymore, they're not barbed, unlike these ones on the front of her face. Now for her accessory, it's a solid black piece, and it's a submarine, but it does have some nice lining, and some sort of detail here, and the propeller is nicely detailed, which I'm just realizing that this is a star. I've had this figure for a few days and I'm just now realizing this. So yeah. Now for articulation, Tiamat can open her mouth, look up and down. That dog is very loud. Up and down, side to side, a bit more to the left than to here. Arms can go 360, but they are kind of stopped by these I'd say spines or more, I don't know what these are called. Just tell me in the comments below what they are. They can go 360, but they are blocked by this depending on the pose. Can go out that far and down that far. Same on the other side. 360 here. And something I really like about this figure is that it does have segmented body instead of a bendy wire, which would have degraded over time. So ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint, and 360 again here, 360 here, up that far, down that far, up that far, down that far, and ball joint again here. Something I don't like about the ball joint thingy is that Tiamat is pre-posed, so you have to put her in a neutral position, or not neutral position, a specified position made by the sculptor, so you can't put her in a completely straight position because she is pre-posed, as I mentioned before. Closest thing you can get to doing that in a what do you call it again? A straight position is just extending your body all the way out, but that is still a bit curved. So I would prefer if they made her a bit more straight instead of pre-posed. So yeah. Now for size comparison. So this is Tiamat next to Playmates Kong, and come on, stand up. Playmates Scar King. Playmates Godzilla. Playmates Shimo. Let's get her stand up properly. And my previous review, the Bandai Kong and the Bandai Godzilla. Still in running position. So, in terms of scale, she does scale pretty well for a small snake kaiju. I'd prefer if she was a bit longer in terms of the length of her body and tail, since she is big enough to wrap around Godzilla in the movie. So she is pretty well scaled. Now for final thoughts, I'd say it's a pretty good figure in terms of articulation and just having a Tiamat figure, since this is the first one. But for paint, I'd say wait for a supercharged version of TM if Playmates does make one, or either that or just repaint Tiamat altogether. So it's a very good figure. You should get it. That's about it. See you next time.